Welcome everybody to Crusader Kings 3, and more importantly, The Way of Kings, a total conversion mod for CK3 based on the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. Now, I will say up front here, I have no experience with that series at all. I've done a little bit of light reading around the subject, just so I'm a little bit more clued in on what's happening in the world, but take everything I say about the world with a grain of salt, because again, I've only done kind of half an hour's worth of reading into exactly what that is. The mod itself, though, very much drew my attention because they have done some really, really interesting things. And they're the first mod of their kind to add some of the mechanics that hopefully we'll see as we get into things here. So I'm just going to dive straight in, I think. Again, I don't know anything about the world. I'm no expert with this. If I can find the books somewhere online for sale, I might try and read up and catch up what's going on, because it sounds like a fairly interesting fantasy world. I think it's fair to say high fantasy in some ways, but you'll see as we dive in here. I need a bit more experience before I can assess that for good. So we are going to dive in, probably as a custom character, somewhere within the main kingdom of Alethkar. I don't know how you would say that. But it's the kind of central area. The map does go much beyond this. They have a huge world map with a huge scope to it as well. But this is kind of the central areas you can see by the recommended start screen, but we will dive in and just kind of take a look around here. There's a lot of interesting mechanics they've got here, and again, that's what in particular drew my attention with this one, even though I've got no experience with the original work. They've done some really, really interesting things with UI. They've done some really, really interesting things with that tied to mechanics specifically. So I'm kind of excited to see what they've got going on here. But anyway, that is the kingdom that we're going to be playing in when we actually get started. But again, the world map itself has an absolutely gigantic scope. Got to be careful where I click, because there are nations of naturists. As a result, they will have entire dicker and boobies out, so I would rather not get clapped by YouTube for that. But it's generally these kind of island chains here, the kind of circular island chains. We're going to try avoiding that wherever possible. But as you can see, the world map is absolutely gigantic. They've got a huge amount of religions. Cultures is especially dense. We'll kind of see that as we get into things here. But we are going to play within the kingdom of Alethkar. Alethkar, I don't know. More specifically, I'd like to play as a duke or a count, perhaps. And we'll create a custom dynasty, because I think that might be the best way to really experience the true breadth of everything. These are all characters I assume from the series. They do mention in the workshop page that all the characters that you know and love will be available in this, but again, I have no touchstone for that whatsoever. So we're going to play somewhere in here. I want to play somewhere actually relatively small. If we can go for a count, that would be even more ideal. Yeah, so we could play, like, really low down, somewhere down here. Now, the eyes, I will admit, are a little uncanny valley, and we'll talk about why that is when we actually get into the game. Let's go, like, what about, like, somewhere over here? Yeah, I like the look of this area. We've got a little bit of sea access there. Now, there's this interesting zone here, too, which I have kind of scoped out in a little bit of a game I played earlier, just to look at mechanics and some of the systems and generally to make sure it's working. I am only playing with this mod too. That's probably worth mentioning as well. This area seems fairly shattered too, so you might be able to do something with this. City Lord Lonorel of Velatath. We're going to customize him and make our own. I think this is the first game that we've played with the ruler designer, right, in CK3. I'm not entirely sure. One of the things I did pick up on in my brief amount of research into this world is that there are gender-specific mechanics both in the original source material and this as well. So the one that does strike me as being the most obvious is that they've got this kind of book mechanic and this reading mechanic and a submenu associated with that. But traditionally, I believe it's only the women that can read. So that could factor into our starting character here. We could always just go the safe CK. I'm going to go safe CK3 male to start off with, simply because our character that we're replacing is male. So we'll leave that random. I don't really care. Eastern Voronism will be our starting religion here. Voronism speaks of the Almighty, who created the Tranquiline Halls for humans. Well, they were driven out by the Voidbringers, and he sent the Dawnbringers to help them. To save humanity from the desolation, he raised 10 men and women to demigodhood, becoming the heralds of the Almighty. Interestingly, one of those heralds is actually a landed character out there in the world with his own kind of religion. A lot of the faiths are based on the different aspects of this as well. The kind of 10 aspects, or the 10 demigods there of the Almighty. Those are your religions that you see out in the world. Eastern Voronism is mainly centered in Alethkar and through the sparsely settled regions east of it. So we've got monasticism, war in heavens, and soul casting burial. Soul casting is, I think the best way to describe it, for those of you maybe in a similar, kind of like alchemy, the way they describe it is changing one essence into another. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. Anyway, we'll start with the default culture because I don't want to get my ass handed to me. Now, here's the important part, the name. Because our first character here is going to be in charge of building the dynasty up and ensuring we don't get a game over immediately, we're gonna make him a beautiful, very attractive man for many marriage prospects. So I'm gonna call him Stunner. Stunner. Because he's a bit of a stunner. I'm so sorry. And then our dynasty. I need something that I can customize here. Parnan, okay. Okay, lots of H combination. I like that. Okay, fine. Let me see what I can do with you then. Mariel. Mariel. Marielage. Mariel. Oh, God. Ooh, Marlon is a random name. I kind of like that. Stunner. Oh, we've gone for an accidental fish theme. We got Tuna in his first name. Well, okay, I'm in. There you go. Perfect. Theme is dealt with. Let's go for a random dynasty coat of arms here. Ooh, these are all quite imposing, aren't they? It's two bears high-fiving. Let's go for... I kind of like that one. The gold and blue color scheme is quite nice. And then the realm... Randomize it. Oh, randomize it. Yeah, let's try that again. Can we get one that kind of is the same color scheme? I didn't like that first one, but, you know, maybe beggars can't be choosers here when we're restricted to random for the timing. Yeah, let's go with that. A nice matching across the board color scheme. We'll stick within the customization points as best as we can, because I feel like it's the best way, obviously, to achieve a bit of balance there. So we can make him younger and lose a few. Where does it peak? It's like 25, isn't it? So let's go 24. So we're getting the most customization points available. Weight, I don't think really matters, does it? Oh, brilliant. I'm gonna keep him in the middle. Because CK3 has the dynamic weight system anyway, i.e. you always become a beast no matter what. What have we got here? Brilliant strategist. I feel like early on we should probably go for like Midas Touched or Grey Eminence. Let's stick with... No, let's go Grey Eminence, because then we can pick all the family focus. I haven't actually played CK3 since our last playthrough on the channel, so you're going to have to forgive me if I'm a bit rusty on some of the mechanics here. Okay, so I want you to be pure marriage fodder, my friend. So, gluttonous is a sin, lazy is a sin, craven is a sin, and content is a sin. Okay, so we're going to take lustful. Interesting, greedy isn't a sin. That's cool. This opens up mechanics kind of a bit different to what we're used to then. Brave is plus 40 on age. But it's also a virtue, so it's a plus 10 opinion, quite easy with everyone else, and it's very, very nice. Ambitious could be slightly better there. Or we've got vengeful. Oh, interesting. Vengeful is plus 30. I mean, I'm looking at it from the perspective of plus 30 for 10 opinion, to be completely honest. Temperate, it's plus 40. Health small boosters as well. We could kind of try and live for as long as possible. That seems a weird one to take, but I kind of like it. Okay, and then other traits. Maybe I should have done this first, actually, in hindsight, and we'll see if we've got any points left over to spend on personality. So we won't take any of the lifestyle traits, because I like the idea of actually uncovering that as we go along and letting the character kind of determine himself a little bit there. Beautiful is 120. That takes us all the way up to, or almost up to our limit. Right, okay. 42 points left over. We could, like, fecund for 50. 408. We could drop our education down a level. It's charismatic negotiator. So a very attractive, very virile man with good diplomacy. And then we could kind of bump some points up manually here just for the... There you go. Okay, we're slightly over that. 19 diplomacy. I like that. But we're coming from nothing, so I think we really need to... I think we really need to prepare some allies. Now I'll customize him. We'll stick with, I guess, the regular face and then customize further. I can't make a comedy character, can I? Is that Redskin up there? Oh, right. Yeah, okay. There's a reason for that, but we'll talk about that later. I guess we'll just go for kind of default to what he was starting off with there. Wow, these are... This is horrible, isn't it? If you want to go really tall Giga Chad, yeah, I'm in. I'll be honest, it's the jaw that's letting him down. Look, we don't have to do much. All we have to do is that. And then he's the perfect man. We've actually done it. Much better. Look at the crazy eye colors we've got. Holy crap, this is cool. I quite like the bright green. That was quite imposing, wasn't it? What was that? Oh, there it is. Hey, I quite like that one. So eye color is actually mechanically tied to certain religions in the game, as we'll see. Okay, there you go. That's pretty good. Eye size. Make it like Oh, I was going to say like bigger on his head, but it kind of just makes his eyelids longer, which is fucking frightening, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, we need whatever makes him the most attractive man possible here. To be honest, I think we're almost there. It's just the mustache that's already setting him back here. How many mustache options are there? Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I hate that. Okay, very discount Jon Snow. Fine, perfect. With Stunner Marlin. Oh, he's so good. Done. Put him in. Play. And here we are. The world of... whatever the world is. Fantastic. So we are in the realm of Alethkar. Now, like you were saying earlier, the eye color actually does have some bearing on gameplay mechanics. Now, specifically, light-eyed characters won't marry dark-eyed characters. Which is, again, I assume from the story. He is also a human being, which is relevant for reasons you'll see soon. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. Before we get too invested in what's happening outside of the world, let's work out what's happening internally. More specifically, we've got up here our monthly income. I believe sometimes that's referred to as gemstones specifically. Now, I did read about how in the world the currency is quite literally gemstones contained within like glass, which is capable of harnessing magic. We'll talk more on that in a minute. We've got investiture. So your investiture is capped by your gemstones, and 25% of your monthly income will be invested. What is investiture used for? I'm not entirely sure. I would assume magic, given that what I talked about a minute ago. Then, of course, we've got prestige, piety, renowned, and soldiers too. If you're curious, then let's take a look through some of our other menus. I've got to remember where I saw the new things. Well, I mean, fairly obviously down towards the bottom here. Some new decisions and whatnot as well. But again, we'll cover those as we get there. For example, the somewhat scandalous ability to learn to read as a man. We've got, this is kind of interesting. So we've got this stuff here. You do not have a nallo bond with a spren. Spren is splinters of divinity and pieces of conceptualized nature or culture. There are spren for most things, from gravity spren to wind spren to honor spren, pain spren, and captivity spren. On Russia, these sometimes seep into the physical. I guess Roshar is the world? Yeah, namesake of the planet of the Rosharan system. So I guess that's where we live then. Sometimes seep into the physical realm. So spren is, let's refer to it as just an aspect of divinity, I guess. And we can form symbiotic bonds with humans and singers. More on that in a moment. Knights Radiant progress in their power by swearing ideals, so we can become any of these. Windrunners, Skybreakers, Dustbringers, Edge Dancers, Truth Watchers, Lightweavers, Else Callers, Will Shapers, Stonewoods, and Bondsmiths. And then we can go through 5 levels of that, as you can see here. First ideal can heal from wounds. Second ideal gains Surge Binding, which has some really cool mechanics that we'll see when we get there. We can summon Spren Blades and Spren Plates, and finally, we can become practically a demigod, which sounds right up my alley given everything we ever did in CK2. This is the thing I'm most excited to see, and it's based also on the stress system, so it actually gives us a reason to explore that. Obviously, in base game CK3, with some rare exceptions, you keep it as low as possible, unless you want to die at the age of 40. So that's going to be something that we'll try and play to our advantage here. And then you also have a fully fledged artifact system, very similar to CK2, from the bit that I've seen. I did jump in as a character. I think I jumped in as a guy up here somewhere. Break it up now. Yeah, it was this guy I jumped in. He has some artifacts which are pretty unique looking, and hopefully we'll come across them during our journeys here. And I guess we'll try and what's our realm looking like? So if we splinter our realm, yes, you see we've got this kind of high princedoms here. We were what, like right here, and we're actually under Colin, the high princedom of Colin. So I guess our goal for our dynasty would be to try and unite all of these purple realms, I guess, because they are still within inside the kingdom, but without any sort of without any guidance, without this epic Chad to guide them in their lost causes. Okay, so martial, we've got 3 perks to unlock because of course we chose a martial education. I don't think we did. Okay, that's fine. Well, we've got some free martial traits then. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, maybe that's why you get some bonus martial traits. I wonder if they've added any other trees. I actually didn't notice that the first time around. Oh, look at this. Artifabrian. Okay, so like Artifice then. Basic Fabrials? I don't know what this is. Okay, that sounds really cool. Cultural Fascination, 10%. Okay, cool. Amateur Antifabrarian. Learning per level of devotion plus 30. Cultural Fascination process. Apprentice Antifabrarian. And then finally we get Antifabrarian the trait, which I assume will unlock some interesting things. Let's see what that is. Can create magical fabrials. Okay, then. Interesting. Right, okay. Well, look, you know I got to go into the jeweler's tree, seeing as it's the first time I've ever seen it. We'll go into chivalry focus for the attraction opinion. And then we'll spend some money on dueling then. So let's go wind stance. Stone stance gives higher enemy fatalities. Faster heavy infantry siege pro... I assume this one then is... Oh, raid speed. Cool. I was going to say light infantry focus, but I guess in some ways. If we've got access to raiding, I think smoke stance is the right choice. Let's take a look at that first before I make my decision. What have we got for me? Ah! Now this is something I wanted to talk about. You see this big fuck-off cloud going over the entire planet? So this is what the novels are named after. This is the big storm that is kind of the titular storm. Basically travels east to west. And during that time, I think this is in the lore, maybe they haven't influenced it in the mod. That's when you can kind of capture it and do magical things, basically. But that will, as we progress on here, just kind of float around the map from east to west. It's kind of cool they've implemented that. I don't know how they've done it, but wow, look at that. We're not there. We're here. I thought it was a different color because... No. Okay, that's even better then. So we're not actually under... We're actually not under a different realm. So right now we've got Velatar and Iroloth. Okay. And then we've got kind of sub-holdings here. I like the fact that they are a bit more well signposted. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, we'll take a look at the buildings and whatnot in a second. Can we raid is the real question. I don't think so. I may have just forgotten how to raid, but normally there's a button here where you click and turn them into raiders, right? I don't remember. It's been too long since I played CK3. Yeah, it's normally raise all as raiders, right? So maybe we can't do that. That's all right. In that case, we'll go for smoke stance. We got iron stance too. Prowess +3 in prestige, so actually gives us direct bonuses. Vine stance, more prowess, more prestige, more fatal casualties, and then duelist. You gain the trait duelist. Now, what does that do? Stunner is a master of the blade, an excellent duelist. That's actually very good. Okay, I'm in. Let's let the game run for a little bit here just to see if it will assign us the human trait and everything else. It might not even work with the ruler designer. I'll be honest, I didn't even look into it. But I assume next generation will probably fix that anyway. Both City Lord Lorenel and our Liege King... Oh, and I held in esteem by our Liege King Elhakar. However, when it comes to handing out titles, honor, and wealth, one of us will always be first among equals. We are going to try and win over the king. That seems like a pretty good first option. As a smooth talker, this will be easy. A diplomacy challenge against City Lord Lorenel. Okay, 70% chance of becoming friendly with the king. We should work together, not against each other, and befriend fellow vassals. That's okay, but I'd rather win the king over, of course. Hey, become friendly with the king. Fantastic. I mean, is the king ever going to say no to this? So far, we're not endorsed by our Arden. Our Arden is our... same as your bishop. And then we can declare wars, but we won't worry about that for a while. Let's fabricate... Don't tell me what to do. How dare you? I've played this game before. It might have been a while, but I've definitely played it. Okay, so let's get married. I think that's a fairly safe option to start off with here. Let's go and see if we can find... oh, there it is. It's what now? Light-eyed and human. Okay. I wonder if your eye color does affect that, or whether or not it is semi-random for a player-made character. Maybe you always start as light-eyed, because that's one of our religion features, actually. We'll take a look at that very briefly. So, light-eyed dominance. Dark Eyes who hold titles receive opinion penalties and can have their titles revoked by a liege. The lost Radians and Heralds had light-colored eyes. Therefore, Light Eyes are holy, and the Almighty has granted Light Eyes the right to rule. It's very convenient, isn't it? Soul-casting burial. Rulers consider their ancestors to the Tranquillian halls by having them soul-cast into a statue. Oh, that's fucked. Gaining piety and pleasing their vassals. Wow. Okay, so you can mummify grandma. Oh, that's incredible. Let me start off with by trying to find someone who maybe has similar traits to us. I mean, that's pretty nice. Beautiful would be pretty good. Guarantees of that state. We go fecund and just spit out as many kids as possible. I don't think we need to worry about that if we ourselves are fecund. The limiting factor is going to be probably our wife and, you know, kind of the 9 months. Maybe we should go for her then. So she is... What are you? She's also light-eyed. Okay, she's our religion. She's got the... Okay, she seems pretty good. Because both parents have this trait, it will be inherited. Except it won't, because of other complicated inheritance mechanic that I won't go into right now. To the charming Stunner. I'm going to call him that forever. I, Cuthru, gladly accept your hand in marriage. May the Almighty grant us long life and many children, my charming husband. Oh, look at that. Oh, how lovely. With my marriage to City Lady Cuthru, the realm expects to throw a suitable, extravagant wedding. You got a problem there, fella. That's a lot expensive. What do you think? 350 prestige or the 75? Well, let's see what we can invest in before I decide what to do with this cash. Oh, do you see the landscape there? Oh, that's nice. Is that Lord of the Rings? What have we got here? It's a Valette, your castle holding. Okay, we can go for... madam, please sit over there. Rockbud fields, backbones of the economy, fueling man, beast, army, and feast. There is no understanding the power of this simple grain. 0.5 tax per month. Okay. And then we've got, obviously, our regular castle. We've got that for 550. What about, like, can we construct any new holdings? Unlanded. Okay. Dawn City. A city from the Silver Kingdom's epoch, built to last millennia. We need to have Dawn City construction innovation. We need to be in the Tranquiline Halls era for that. So that sounds like quite a late game thing. That sounds cool, though. Okay. And then, obviously, City and Temples we've already built there. So, okay, fair enough. I will take... You know what? I'll take the prestige. I'll take the prestige. We'll have money eventually. We don't need to worry about that. So a Nahel bond may be formed with a Spren during a stress break. So we need to, if we want to focus on that, we need to freak ourselves out as much as possible. We need to work hard, and maybe that's why ambitious and vengeful and things like that are seen as virtues, because that's how you form this kind of divine bond, for lack of a better word. We could try and learn to read. Seems like a bad idea. You will learn to read. You know what? Do it. They will not have their secrets. So like I was saying, there's actually this button here which opens up books. We haven't got any books, but we wouldn't be able to read them if we had them anyway. So I do like that. Oh, look at that with the custom animation too. I've done some really good work here. And as we'll see, there's some other really cool stuff with the bonds and things like that we'll see eventually. I understand you're interested in deepening your grasp on warfare. Only because the jeweler seems cool. Oh god, here comes the storm. Well, goodbye. It is quite cool. That's really impressive. Yeah, I want to learn, of course. We're tempted to teach you a flexible leader skill. Is flexible leader good? It must be 25%. Absolutely it is. I'll take that. Abusing the AI, you say? Oh, yeah, I see. Thank you. Thank you for the tutorials. Why have I got tutorials? So there we go. I just disabled nudity in the game settings so we can actually look around the world now and see some of the various areas. I don't know what this is supposed to be up here. Because these guys have one of the unique, like this gods of nature religion. So let me talk about more about that, for at least from what I've kind of gleaned from it so far. So we're this Eastern Vorin, and there's that Veden Vorin as well, which is kind of a variation on our religion there. Then we have these Passionists who believe that, you know, just do whatever you like. Passions teach us that we need to grow strong. We need to, those who want to grow strong enough will receive to meet their needs. So virtues happen to be, you know, lustful, wrathful, brave, compassionate, etc. You got blood passionists there too, which is the same thing, but they're like the desires of what matters the most, even over the blood of others, which is kind of cool. Then there's Vorin passionist, which is ours in combination with that. It's got this really cool melting pot, almost kind of realistic style religion melting going on there. You got island worship. That seems to be some sort of big turtle. I have no idea. The Tainar, whatever those are. We've got some other religions here again based on the same thing, part of the one. I believe they're all part of a single entity and experience, seeing life and living life reality through the many eyes of the one's experience. You're part of the other. Stone shamanism is another one, where they worship rocks, I assume, and the gemstones and whatnot. Amian faith respects the 3 shards of Rashab, which worships honor and cultivation more than odium, which it abhors. There's this guy here. Now, this is the one I was talking about, one of the 10 chosen ones or something like that. You know, the thing we... Can I return to this one a second? Right, where is he? No, it's this one. Sorry, my bad. God King Ishar of the Tukar God Empire. There he is. The Tukari religion follows Ishar, or Tazim as they call him, the God King of Tukar. Quite fanatical about their worship, never faltering in carrying out their orders. And there he is. He's a herald of the Almighty. It's a godlike boost. 1,172. And it's got them scary eyes, I'll be honest. Yeah, you see that's kind of one of the points of that wheel that we worship. So I assume that's a splinter perhaps of what we've got. We've got tribal heraldic there. Still worship the Azir, but focus on its more militaristic parts. We've got these ones in the center who are like entirely different. The gods of nature. That could have been a fun I think playing as one of the smaller ones could be quite an interesting playthrough. And trying to, especially somewhere like these guys that I will take a look at in a second. One thing to note as well. It's Grand Admiral Thrawn. Nice. So let's take a look at these guys then. You might have noticed they are kind of weird looking. They are singers. I was reading about these guys. That's actually like an armor that they grow. It says on the wiki for the Stormlight Archives that it's like this orange carapace that grows all over. Like this war form. They've got all kind of different mate form. I don't know what that is. But yeah, they have the ability to kind of transform and use their magic for that. Now, what I did know, and this is kind of cool as well, look at all these different war camps on the borders there. I assume keeping them contained, keeping them back, something like that. I was very tempted to almost play as these guys for a full-blown playthrough because they've got, like, holy sites spread across the world, and I thought that would have been interesting for a world conquest. Maybe we'll do that in a future series, but I want to look at the kind of fleshed out area, just in case they are a little light on mechanics right now. Again, I mean, they've done a huge amount of work, seeing as CK3 hasn't been out that long. Now, if you could do a huge amount of work and actually provide a babby for this dynasty so we don't get a game over, that'd be great. Oh, we actually got flexible leader. Hey, nice. Not that we're going to be going to war or anything for a little while. We could actually start fabricating claims. Why don't we see if we've got any adjacent claims on these other rulers? No, so we don't have anything at all. So fabricate claims is actually not a bad shout from the game there. If you don't mind, you're fired. you are just terrible. Hey, there we are. Ask and you shall receive. Your hand's a little bit in completely the wrong place there, madam. I think I want to completely unlock dueling, and then we'll move on to... Man, it would be kind of fun to see what this one is. Artefabrian as well. See if that unlocks anything unique. So we'll head over there, even though we're not the, you know, like the brightest spoon in the drawer. Hello. My daughter, Alini. I'm going to call you... We've accidentally stumbled upon a very fishy naming scheme here. I'm going to call you... Why can't I think of a fish? I'm going to call you Little Guppy. Welcome. Firstborn of our dynasty. I genuinely thought I said your granddaughter then for a second. So I'm also swaying our bishop, whatever he was called again. 25% chance of convincing him. Oh, shit, that's not going to go very well. Okay. Perhaps I should keep to diplomatic niceties. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. He gains 30 opinion and starts endorsing us anyway, so that's kind of the goal. Now, for our daughter. I feel like learning probably wouldn't go amiss then if there is some kind of artifice locked away behind that. Let's choose focus for you. And now we get to gain all the stress by educating a child. Got it. Oh, it's going to cost me 69 gems. Okay, fine. Fine. Consider it presented. How many men has he got? 1,296? Oh. Oh, you don't say. Wow. Okay. Maybe we'll get you... He's already organizing the levies. We're doomed. We're doomed. We're dead. Son. Hey, okay, handsome. What did you have? Oh, you were beautiful as well. I completely didn't take it into account. Yeah, so like I said earlier, even though the trait does say that they will inherit that, it's not actually how it works at all. I've done a video going over it if you're really that bored. Idrin Marlin. I'm going to call you... Idrin's a terrible name. I'm going to call you... What's in the ocean? What is fearsome in the ocean? That's right, a grouper fish. I'm going to call you Grouper. Oh, yeah, that's what I was reading about. So they've got this kind of dull form as well, which are, they're just like almost animalistic in a way from what I can tell from the wiki was trying to imply there, whereas these are kind of the higher tier ones. Warform is pretty fucking cool though, eh? Your +1 a month investiture. Man, these sound like they would be really fun to play through. We would genuinely give that a go, I think, for a full-blown playthrough. I think I want to commit to that now, to be honest with you. Bizarre world we live in, where I want my man to be stressed out, and we're not getting any events to stress him. Why don't we go on, like, hunts and things like that? I know they do drop stress, but if we intentionally misplay it, we might be able to get something out of it. I assume that's an intentional balancing feature. Let's do it. A cheery gathering. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. Loses 20 opinion. We need to start, like, antagonizing people, don't we? Getting rivals under our belt. Oh, look, there it is. The Stormlight that came over. As the Highstorm approaches, they can leave out some gemstones, and they'll be infused with Stormlight. The gems may be stolen or blown away by the Highstorm. If they do not, they will become invested. Oh. I should probably do that whenever it becomes available. What do we want to gamble here? Keep my gems indoors where they are safe. Yeah, actually, that's probably not a terrible idea, is it? I should have really invested back into... bear with me here. Oh, I can't move it. Okay, I wanted to build this one here. Tax income 0.5 a month. Let's do that, and then let's invest some gems as well. Risk a large number of... We're going to gamble gems that we don't have. Am I short selling on... Oh, we actually got it. But I don't think it took the gems away. Oh, it did. There we go. Okay. No, wait, hang on. Did we not gamble the highest amount? I'm not sure. That might have been me using... I might have already found an exploit is what I'm getting at. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's gone semi-transparent. You're done for. Thank you, Jetchev. We're fine. Reduce disease symptoms free. If you die on me already, I'm going to be so angry. Group of Marlin gains rowdy. Oh, I forgot to Educate this stupid child. I guess we'll throw him into Marshall then, seeing as he's bloody made his mind up for us. And then educate stupid child with us. Fill the Vengeance Pact. Oh, is that our endgame goal? To my handsome liege. He knows about my secret. What is it? What's my secret? That I'm a reader. I'm a disgusting literate. Fine. What do we do? He just gains a blackmail hook on us. What choice do I have? I can't have the people finding out that I read. Nightblood. We belong to the Alethi Culture's culture group. We have to... Oh, so we have to take the Shattered Plains. Oh, there we go. And that gives us renown. We gain Nightblood. That sounds cool. Wow. There's our end goal. Right there. My old self. As I woke this morning, I saw rays of sunshine falling through my window. Hey, there we go. Good as new. I just absolutely love the fact that he is just slightly cut off the top there. That's incredible. He could have whatever haircuts he wants on top, and none of us would ever know. The baby. She wants to name it after herself. I think we should name her Cut-Through. After me. No. How dare you. I'm going to call you... God, my fish... My encyclopedic knowledge of fish is already run dry here. I'm going to call you... Pufferfish. Pufferfish. You could ask, if you met me in real life and said, hey, name 100 fish, I could fucking do it, no problem. Put me on the spot when I have to name a child after it. My God. Hello. Jathar. Challenge accepted. 95% we win the practice duel. You absolute fool. I'll show him not to challenge me again. We'll end the fight here. Well fought. No, you know what? Let's be honorable. We don't want to make enemies quite yet. Not until we have a dynasty of a decent size, I think. Oh, I see the problem with the gemstones. They're mutually exclusive, so it's 70% chance to gain some, 30% chance to lose some. What it should be is obviously 70% chance that you gain the gems and lose it, or 30% chance that you just lose the gems. I can fix that in between episodes for balancing, so I'll go ahead and I'll do that myself just so that we're not, you know, basically embezzling gems. God forbid. And again, I do love jewels. Ah! Peasants! How the hell am I supposed to beat that? What do they want? What do they want? What do they want? Surrender. What do you want? Oh, well, fuck. I haven't got a choice. My God, I have no choice at all. I've only got 327 men. Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. Put the rally point there. Raise the troops. Put us in command. We might make a difference. Or we might get murdered. But goddamn, I will go down fighting. Oh, no. Well, now I don't have to see the mess we're about to make. Surrender. So we've lost control over all of our counties. Episode 1 clapped thoroughly by peasants. Just a round of applause there, please, for Stunner Marlin. So disappointed in you. All that height and you can't follow through on it. Unbelievable. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow, we'll continue with our adventures of Stunner Marlin. If you know anything about the Stormlight Archives, or if there's anything good that you know that I can watch or read just to kind of catch me up to speed a bit sooner, feel free to throw that at me. Wherever you want, when you want. Discord, comment section. Well, Discord for links, because YouTube catches that. Links to the Discord are down in the description. I've had to update them, too, because the last link expired. So, if you want to throw those at me, that would be a great help. I will start reading around it, too, and seeing exactly what's going on out in the world. Tomorrow, our goal becomes focus on the Knights Radiant. See if we can upgrade ourselves there. See if we can get that Nahel bond, or Nahel bond, Nahel bond. I don't know how you say it. But my God, I'm going to do it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Hope you guys are enjoying the return to Crusader Kings 3. And of course, we'll always come back to Crusader Kings 3 whenever we get some interesting and fun-looking mods coming out for it. Not to say there hasn't been in the meantime. It's just been trying to keep an eye on the total conversions, that's all. Thank you to Pancake65, Mr. Chicote, Snowdog TW, Pascal E, Night Rouge, Voodoo Mumbo, Dietz, Kekvit Ure, Sorial, Crimson, Mr. Moosh, Xylo, Felpy, Smugjack, Mr. Mosin, Hualg, Cyric 313, and everyone else at the executive producer tiers over on Patreon for making this series possible in the first place. And a thank you as well to Taters Angus, Larry the Emu, Fluxmarsh, Callum James 3, Nox Immortalis, Bordoon, Epilogue, Alex Schultz, Lanigan, a good chunk of Balsa, Mark, thanks for the loan, Bojo, Atreus Sen, Lilac, Mr. Awesome, Kumi, Astros Fan, 12345, and Smirtworm as well. See you guys all tomorrow for Tall Man, What is a Fish?